Her TV character had a voice that could strip paint, but her alter ego can sing like a bird. Megan Mullally, who played Karen Walker on the hit show Will and Grace, is in Australia for the first time with her own cabaret show, but has some secrets in her past that might surprise you. It's a special occasion. You're coming, you've brought your one-woman show, which isn't one woman, you're not totally by yourself, but it is all about you.
Well, yeah, it's I sing, which unbeknownst to most people, I started out kind of doing Broadway musicals and things like that. So I've done a lot of singing in my life, and still at it. And I have this friend who I met way back named Seth Rudetsky. He's a piano player, and he's also a very funny, he has a radio show in the States called Seth's Big Fat Broadway. So right. Basically what the show is, it's pretty free form. I'll probably open with a song, and then he'll come and we'll sit like this, and he'll ask me questions and try to get me in trouble, and I'll generally dig myself in pretty deep, and then we'll do another song, and then we'll come back and have, you know, some more laughs. So
it's part of Mardi Gras. And what did you know about our very big, very huge Mardi Gras festival here before you came?
I didn't know. I mean, embarrassingly enough, typical American, right? I didn't know as much about it as I probably should have.
But you're getting the idea now. It's a big deal.
Now, yeah, getting that it's a very big deal.
If you let it go on any longer, he'll just get more and more obsessed. I mean, next thing you know, he's moving in next door. And
Of course, I suppose Karen Walker from Will and Grace is something of a gay icon, isn't she? Did you find you had a big gay fan base when you were on the show, your character?
Yeah, yes, I did, and I was, you know, a little surprised at first, but I get it. I get why the gay community loves Karen, because she's very outspoken and she doesn't care what people think of her, and yeah, so it's very nice to have that, and I'm appreciative.
Oh my God, what happened to you guys?
Lorraine tried to kill me. She threw me overboard. Rosie jumped in after, and then this Russian freighter came by, pulled us out. We spent the night. It was horrible. 300 filthy sailors and a unisex bathroom.
Your memories of the show? I mean, such a huge part of your life.
Well, you know, I mostly remember just sort of like rolling around, like just being silly with Sean Hayes.
There are worse
sort of
ways to avoid
over in a corner, you know, pinching each other and giggling like idiots. And a lot of the physical comedy that we did, that he and I would work out with our director, Jim Burrows. I remember that the most, and just the great, great writing.
You gals would get all misty at my wedding, want to do it yourselves, then put me in the awkward position of having to come out against gay marriage.
Fuck you.
Actually, I've looked at some of the blooper reels, or the outtakes, if you like, from Will and Grace, and it's always clear that you have your live audience there, because every time any of you do stuff up, you give bows and you get it all out to the audience and react, which is beautiful. That must have been one of the great things about doing the show, was having that real audience there so often.
It's great. It is nice to perform in front of a live audience, and I think it does bring a completely different energy and excitement.
You know, out there in that icy water, I stared death in the face, and let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. Yeah, there it is again!
Karen, of course, was a character who was so wrong on so many levels, so many of the things she did.
Like what?
No, nothing at all. Did you love that about her? Did you love that she was
it was so freeing to play that character.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it wouldn't be as fun had the writing not been so great, but you know, it's very freeing to play that. You know, she would say things that most people would never even think, much less say out loud, you know. So, yeah, it was great.
By the way, every room in the boat is under video surveillance. I took a look at the tape and nothing happened between you guys. Just the occasional gas and some soft weeping. Woo, there's a lot of caffeine in a Red Bull. See ya!
I have to ask, are you looking to get a guesty spot on Smash with Deborah?
Yeah, you know, I think Sean is doing a recurring thing on that, but I haven't seen this season yet because I've been traveling, but I watched every episode last season.
You belong.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I don't think they're going to cast me now that they've had Deborah and Sean.
Why not?
Well, it's a little weird.
Be sensible, it'd be good. Going back to other iconic...
Did you just say be sensible?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Be sensible.
Going back to another iconic television show, and you were in Seinfeld episode that involved both their real and their spectacular and double dipping all in the one episode.
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like to be on board with that show.
Well, I tested for, well, I didn't. I was supposed to test for Elaine, for the role, for Julia Louis-Dreyfus role. And the night before the test, they called and said, oh, we have a deal, you know, at the network with this other actress. And I had known her from college because my first boyfriend broke up with me to go out with her. And then they got married and had 2 sons, and they're still together. And they're really happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Isn't that funny?
What an
Yeah.
amazing past.
Yeah, so
So did you hate her for having the role and
No.
just killing your boyfriend and all of
I know,
that?
right? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
Hold
thinking
on.
about it, I'm getting pretty steamed. No,
I think you've
wasn't.
got more awards than her.
I don't know about that.
I think you do.
Well, let's count them. We'll find out. We'll tally them up.
Well, Aunt Clarice was so ill, I guess it was really a blessing.
But no, I had fun on that episode of Seinfeld. So that was kind of like a consolation prize, because I didn't get the you know, Elaine role, and then later on they brought me on to do that guest star. It was very fun. I had that crazy long hair.
You did.
So weird. I had like a wall of
Was it
hair.
yours?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what my thing was, but I just felt like I needed to have long hair or something.
Looking back, I've found some vision of some of your Broadway roles that you've done over the years, including Grease with Rosie O'Donnell, a production back then. I found some video.
Oh, you said Grease, but you said Grace.
I
So I
said
was like,
Grace.
Was I in something called Grace?
Excuse me.
Like
in
Will
the
and
movie
Grace, but just
version,
Grace.
the lead role was played by an
Grace.
Australian, and a lot of the music was written by Australians. So maybe the way I say Grace is okay.
I love the way you say Grace.
So don't knock me.
I won't. I would never.
That's not bad.
I'm working on it.
Yeah,
it's
you-
a work in progress. I've
you
only
gotta
been
do
here
it.
for a day and a half.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'll give you that for 36
Okay,
hours.
thanks.
Coming along nicely,
Nicely,
mate.
mate.
Yeah.
Look, I saved your miserable life out there.
I am sorry, you're right. If you hadn't turned your support hose into a life vest and used your bra as a sail... I might not still be here.
What difference do you think it made having your big break just a little bit later?
It's probably good. I think, especially with the kind of success that Will and Grace had, I think it would be hard to keep your feet on the ground if you're 22. But I was, I'd been around. I'd already been acting professionally for 20 years when I got cast in Will and Grace. So I think that helped. I still had a hard time getting, and still to this day, and probably always will never quite get used to people who I don't know knowing who I am. It's just a little strange.
That's all for now. See you next time.